Hello, Society members and our viewers from around the world. My name is Charles Knippen. I'm the president of the National Society of Leadership and Success. And today I'm happy to be hosting another Thought Leader Series interview. In this series, we sit down with thought leaders from around the world to hear their stories and get their tips for success. And today's guest is the co-founder and chief business officer of Indiegogo. Indiegogo is a crowdfunding powerhouse with over 600,000 campaigns since its inception in 2008, and now has over 100 employees. Slava, thank you for being with us here today.
Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. Well, let's jump into it. We want to get your story. For all of our viewers, most of them college age, they want to get from where they are today to where you are in their futures. So could you start us with your professional story? Where did you come from, and how did you get to where you are today?
Sure, I'll back up. I was born in Belarus. We came over to America when I was 6 months old. I went to private school through 8th grade. My dad died when I was a kid, and I went to public high school in Northeast Pennsylvania. I proceeded to go to University of Pennsylvania for college, and at the time I thought I wanted to become an investment banker, because being an investment banker is what I understood was the coolest business job you can have. So while I was at Wharton undergrad at Penn, I took some banking classes, I studied a lot, and I slowly learned that I think maybe I don't want to become a banker. And then I actually moved into doing consulting. I had to decide between working at Cisco Systems, where I interned in 1999, working at an incubation company, kind of like a VC company these days, or becoming a consultant. I decided on becoming a consultant out of college because I thought that would give me the best rounded education around the corporate world. I was a consultant for 8 years, working with clients like FedEx, Goldman Sachs, and others. And then I met up with my two co-founders in 2006. In the fall of October, and we were talking about this idea of democratizing access to capital. Originally, the idea for my one co-founder, Danae, was to create a mutual fund, but we decided that if we wanted to change the finance industry, we wouldn't be able to do it in the finance industry. So we decided to use the internet, and in January 2008, we launched Indiegogo. Just like eBay was to democratize auctions or YouTube was to democratize content, we wanted to democratize access to capital. And it was a very naive idea. The word crowdfunding did not exist, and there were no other competitors. We pioneered this thing, which is now called crowdfunding. And we're very proud of the fact that now we distribute millions of dollars around the world to 70 countries a week. And there's lots of people that have received lots of money and been empowered to create incredible things.
Wow, what a great summary. But I guess the question for me is, why? Why crowdfunding? You mentioned, democratizing, the access to capital, but why for you?
Yeah, so I mean, when I was looking at different entrepreneurial ideas, nothing really popped for me yet. Eric, my other co-founder, was at Berkeley getting his MBA at Haas, where he had met Danae. And at business school, often you want to think of an idea that you want to work on. So the two of them met in the very beginning of their first semester, and they were sharing ideas. I had actually never been to California. This is now in 2006, and I wanted to visit my really good friend Eric and get to go to California. So I came to visit in October, and the three of us were just sharing ideas. And Danae said, why is it that access to capital is all about knowing the right person, knowing the right banker, knowing the right VC, knowing the right person in the government? And this really resonated with me because I believe that technology is one of the most democratizing forces, especially the internet, which is the ultimate democratizing force. And access to capital really did feel like it was a gatekeeper industry. Who did you know, not democracy? And we just had this really naive idea about if you can give people more access to capital, you can really empower more entrepreneurship. And if you can empower more entrepreneurship, you have the opportunity to really change the world, because any entrepreneur has that opportunity if you give it to them. So we just looked to naively create a platform which allowed anybody to raise money for any idea, and now it's worked. Personally, my reason for jumping in is because my dad died of cancer when I was a kid, and I had started a charity using the internet, which in 2005 meant using MySpace and PayPal. And it was very painful to, what I thought, use the latest technology to actually raise capital from friends and family and others who would care about cancer, and a lot of people care about cancer. So this was my reason for wanting to get involved, and altogether we just wanted to empower people to get access to capital.
What an amazing tribute to your father and his memory, and congratulations on all that success.
Thanks.
So